Section 1. A Voice from Exile. The Enduring Tale of Daniel. On this final day of the year, as we stand on the threshold between what has been and what is yet to come, it feels fitting to reflect on a story that bridges worlds and spans millennia. It is the story of Daniel, a man whose life was a testament to unwavering faith. The book of Daniel, nestled within the Old Testament, is a remarkable text. It is a chronicle of a young man taken from his home, thrust into the heart of a powerful foreign empire. His journey is a compelling blend of courtly intrigue, astonishing miracles, and profound, often baffling, visions of the future. It is a narrative that explores the very essence of courage, wisdom, devotion when confronted by overwhelming power. The story begins not with triumph, but with loss. Daniel is a captive, an exile. His people, the Israelites, have been conquered, their holy city of Jerusalem sacked, their brightest minds transported to the sprawling, magnificent city of Babylon. Here, amidst towering ziggurats and the opulence of a global superpower, Daniel must navigate a life he did not choose. The book that bears his name is therefore a story for anyone who has ever felt like an outsider, a small voice in a world that seems deaf to their beliefs. It speaks of holding on to one's identity when everything and everyone is trying to reshape it. This book is a fascinating composite, divided almost neatly into two distinct halves. It is a story of hope, a promise that even the darkest night yields to dawn, a message as relevant today as it was millennia ago. Section 2. The Gilded Cage, a young man in Babylon. Our story begins in the heart of the mighty Babylonian Empire, under the rule of the formidable King Nebuchadnezzar. Following his conquest of Judah, the king issued a specific decree. He sought the most intelligent, handsome and promising young men from the captive Israelite nobility. His intention was to assimilate them, to train them in the language, literature and customs of Babylon, effectively turning the best of his conquered enemies into loyal servants. Among those chosen was a young man named Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael and Azariah. They were given new Babylonian names. Daniel was renamed Belteshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were offered the finest food and wine from the king's own table. Yet Daniel resolved he would not defile himself with the royal provisions. A quiet but profound act of faith. Daniel's refusal was risky, an apparent insult to the king. He approached the matter with wisdom and diplomacy, requesting a test. Only vegetables and water for 10 days. At the end, their appearance would be compared to the others. The overseer agreed. The outcome was striking. Daniel and his friends looked healthier than all the rest. A precedent was set. Faith with wisdom can move those in power. Their journey in the court began not with compromise, but with a quiet, firm stand. Section 3. The Crucible of Conviction. Trials by Fire and Decree. Nebuchadnezzar raised a colossal golden statue, summoned his officials, and signalled an orchestra. All were commanded to bow or face the furnace. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not bow. Given a last chance, their resolve held. They said, "The God we serve is able to rescue us. But even if he does not, we will not serve your gods." The furnace was heated 7 times hotter. The soldiers who cast them in perished from the flames. Then the king saw the impossible. Not 3, but 4, unbound and unharmed in the fire. Not a hair was singed. Nebuchadnezzar praised the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Beyond public trials, Daniel's gift to interpret dreams set him apart. Nebuchadnezzar demanded they tell the dream itself and its meaning. They could not, and a death order followed. Daniel answered with wisdom and poise, promising an interpretation. He and his companions prayed for mercy. The mystery was revealed in a vision. He praised the God who reveals mysteries. No human wisdom could solve this. There is a God in heaven who reveals secrets. He described the dream, a statue with a head of gold, chest and arms of silver, belly and thighs of bronze, legs of iron, and feet part iron, part clay, an arc of empires and their fragility. Years passed, empires shifted as foretold. Daniel, now an esteemed administrator under the Medes and Persians, became the target of jealousy. They trapped him with an irrevocable decree: pray only to the king or face the lions. Daniel did as always. 3 times a day he prayed, openly. Darius was distressed, but the law was absolute. With a heavy heart, he was cast into the lion's den. The king spent a tormented night. At first light, he hurried to the pit. Daniel was unharmed. An angel had shut the lions' mouths, a testament to his innocence before God and king. The book's second half unveils visions: 4 beasts rising from a raging sea, empires in symbolic form. Babylon as a winged lion, Medo-Persia a lopsided bear, Greece swift as a leopard. A terrible 4th, iron-teethed, sprouting 10 horns. A little horn rises, boastful and oppressive. Then the scene shifts. Thrones set, the Ancient of Days seated, books opened. Judgment falls. One, like a son of man, receives everlasting dominion, glory, and an unshakable kingdom. Daniel's imagery is apocalyptic, allegory, not literal beasts. Horns signal power, strength and authority, kings and succession. Numbered periods reassure: suffering is finite and measured by a sovereign hand. The Book of Daniel spans Hebrew and Aramaic, speaking to Israel and the wider world. Some hold a 6th century authorship, others a 2nd century context amid Antiochus's persecution. Either way, its themes stand: God's sovereignty over history and empires. Kings rise and fall, divine purpose endures. Faith is a refining fire, courage, wisdom and patience under trial. Daniel's life models principled resistance and faithful endurance in a hostile world. Courage acts despite risk. Wisdom blends tact with truth. Faith trusts God without guarantees. Our political, economic and cultural systems feel permanent, yet they are temporary. Place ultimate hope in the promised kingdom of justice, peace and righteousness. As Daniel stood firm in Babylon, stand firm today. Be a beacon of integrity. Live as if truth will prevail and light will overcome darkness. If this exploration was meaningful, please subscribe and like the video to support more timeless journeys through ancient wisdom. Thank you for your time.